This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of having Bryan O'Rear, ShapeLog, about to change how the fitness industry senses itself. Bryan, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here, Pete.
Awesome. So you want to give our audience a little bit of background on the company, how you kind of stumbled upon this, and some of the frustrations you're solving?
Absolutely. So 5 years ago, we started getting turned in onto the data that was being sourced and collected from we'll call it new products. And with that new data set, allowed user behavior not only to be tracked, but the next generation of connected content and coaching was being enabled. And we saw that widely across a lot of the cardio world. And we, based on our backgrounds, our self-interests, we said, can we do this in strength? What would it take to have a scalable data standard that the community can build upon to emulate those same connected content, connected coaching experiences? And that's what got us really excited. Nolan, co-founder, tinkerer that he is, found a great novel way to source that data. And from there, it's just been off the races, finding the right partners to plug into.
As you look at other industries and equipment that's providing data remotely, is fitness, do you view as kind of the final frontier, or kind of in the middle of the pack?
Middle of the pack. Middle of the pack because we have a host of incumbent technologies in the automotive space with telematics, in the heavy industries, where there's new data standards that have led to autonomous vehicles, and the usefulness of that data has just kind of grown. So when I frame it in that way, in terms of the usefulness of fitness and health data, I know that there are consumers of this data that we have yet to even imagine, where they can bring a more connected environment and community to the fray. And right now, they're just not even on the radar. So I really think about the growth and the maturity of the industry in that frame in terms of the people that will bring into this world of health and fitness data that yet are even on stage.
Got it. When you look at the fitness equipment that's already in the field, do you have a sense for how much of that is not currently connected, or I don't know what they would call that, just a piece of hardware versus kind of a smart machine?
Yeah, I'd call it dark matter.
Yeah, okay.
I would say it's 95%, not in percentage terms, even more so in the case of strength than cardio. We're slowly, with various platforms out there and wearable devices, slowly even just turning on the humans. So, and shining a light on them. With them, I would say followed by cardio equipment and now strength data at scale. So these communities are slowly turning the lights on. It's kind of like that proverbial map of the world at night, where slowly one continent after another is coming to life. And I believe strength is maybe that last frontier in many ways.
So I'm a health club operator. I've been around for a while. I've got all my equipment. I keep it well maintained. Tell me exactly what ShapeLog will bring to the club.
Yeah, imagine user behavior, member behavior is something that you know all too well in half of your club, half of your facility. But that journey falls off very quickly as they traverse over to certain parts of the facility, specifically the strength areas and the functional areas. So there is a chance for you to really understand, even if you keep your club well maintained, that user behavior that otherwise was just dark. So you can understand, are they hot swapping between cardio and strength actively? Is that something that is not part of the regimen? And just understanding how it is you can plug yourself into, and this is the key, how do you plug yourself into their journey at the right time? And make sure that they are well aware of the complete offering that your facility has invested in, and all that's there for them to leverage for themselves.
The one thing that I found really interesting of late, maybe it's because people have had more time for themselves, is people are addicted to data. And I had a buddy of mine call me yesterday, and he's referring to his sleep as like a data-driven activity. And between the Apple Watch and between people seeing their own progress. I feel like there's almost like a tidal wave of demand. And I think it's only been scratched the surface with like MyZone, which we were big fans of, putting the heart rate monitor and putting that up on a screen. What do you see? What's the future of a health club look like, whether it's on somebody's, watch or whether it's in the club? Where do you think we get over the next couple of years and with the ShapeLog technology?
Yep, absolutely. So I think of these things as a horizontal timeline where you're engaging with yourself as you sleep and you recover. You're engaging with fitness equipment X or Y, and you're turning these things on and you're turning these things off throughout the day, throughout the week, without your training regime. And so, wouldn't it be great? Getting back to your question about seeing how it is you interact, how your body responds to that reaction, that stimulus across all of what's available, and for once, having a data pool that is singular, so that you can really understand causation for the first time. Right now we still have too many, nothing new here, too many silos where causation is just, a little far out, we'll say. Until you have that time continuum, that horizontal plane, and you can map all of this activity in a synchronous time, it's really going to be difficult to do that. And I think as humans, we're just too bespoke, too individual, too unique to otherwise tackle that problem. You can get close, you can do some great guess work, but you won't quite get there with the level of trust that I think most users would expect from something so personal.
Gotcha. And then when you take a look at it right now, there are a lot of clubs that I think have lit a fire under themselves from an innovation standpoint, because Peloton and Nordic Track and connected apps, innovation is probably going to be a key variable to success of a club. I don't think people are going to be able to walk in and, the club's still here and kind of nothing's changed, but technology has changed. So if I'm a club operator, I listen to this podcast. This is going to be thousands of listeners, bro. This is going viral, 100%.
Even more if they could see your hat.
I get it. Yeah, right. I'll put that on there as a caricature. Maybe I'll give it to you on your caricature. If I want to get started, how long does it take? Can you guys deploy directly into a club, or do you guys go through my equipment maintenance guys? Take me through the launch steps.
Absolutely. So every club has a different and unique problem that they're looking to solve with respect to the member experience. And so depending on what value proposition they are prioritizing, you go through different parts of their network and their channels. In terms of connected strength as a concept, usually you're going through their programming world or their lead on digital innovation, where the absolute key stakeholders there need to understand how to surface the data that is now available seamlessly in a branded fashion often, so that it hits the right eyeballs and then it folds in nicely with the other connected content, coaching, programming that's made available to those members already. You do not want, back to the same point we made a minute ago, so you don't want another silo of data. So it has to be part of a bigger story, which means you have to bring more champions into the conversation early on to make sure that it is an extension of a strategy, not a standalone strategy.
So if I'm a club operator, I want to bring you guys into the club. Do you recommend having a specific section that is ShapeLog connected, or is it every piece of cardio, every piece of equipment, every strength, and the whole club's become ShapeLog connected?
Yeah, we prefer to have the largest footprint of connected strength data available to members as is possible. Usually there is a rollout that's being contemplated where it's folded into an acute experience at first, where there's a feedback loop and operators want to see how to prioritize certain elements of the data that's being serviced. And then they say, okay, this needs to be a part of daily programming, has to be part of assessments, has to be part of this gamification strategy that we want to roll out. But usually there is a small learning just to verify their assumptions around how best to prioritize the data that we produce. But obviously, we would love nothing more than just having the biggest footprint possible in every facility for every operator.
And then what's an estimated cost or, high-low for a club to install?
It really depends on their footprint. It really does. There's our infrastructure, thankfully, is low cost generally. It's battery operated. So that provides a ton of optionality. And it allows operators to really assess, again, once the priority of the experience is laid out and understood, it allows them to come back and say, this is exactly what makes sense to us. By then, we have a really, really clear picture on what the budget and overhead might be to support that and install it.
Got it. So from a standpoint of where you are in the life cycle of the company, you obviously got, market acceptance. You've gone through, multiple tests. I know you got a couple of press releases with some, big announcements coming out, which we're excited to. Wolf Blitzer breaking news, those for you. No cost, just straight up to the network. What's the next 6 to 12 months look like? And, how excited are you to kind of finally be at this point as an entrepreneur?
Super excited. The team is never happier than when users are engaging, sending data, using the data and the feedback to better their lives. That is the clearest motivator day to day for the entire team. That's why we started ShapeLog. And that's why we invested so much time into it and emotion. So that's a big one for us in 2021 is hitting that scaled milestone of deployed product and refining through our human performance labs or in-field testing or in-field experience is making sure that the coaching and recommendation landscape is exactly what it could and should be, to our point earlier about having that unified data pool. It's our mission is to bring all relevant data elements to the table to allow for strength conditioning, strength training across different modalities to be available to the masses, making it seamless for them, making it engaging for them, rewarding for them, get them coming back so that they're 3 and 4 times more likely to create the output that they need to see the gains and to stick with it.
And then just one question to clarify, the data is being delivered directly to the member through their phone or through their watch. And then they could share that with a trainer or somebody at the club. Is it like, what's the privacy concern kind of hierarchy?
Right. So we take data security obviously quite seriously. We have any number of ways to exfiltrate the data to make it available to those who are permissioned. Our permission structure allows for all concepts of data association and data sharing. So depending on the environment, depending on the use case, it can go direct to the user. It can go to a trainer. It can go to only a med level data for like group classes and whatnot. So we have a flexible way to make sure the data shows up exactly where it could and should. And we take all modalities of European regulation, California regulation into account.
Awesome. All right, great. Well, we're looking forward to 1, meeting you in person as soon as possible. 2, helping out on introductions to make sure this gets proliferated through the industry. And, I think the time is now for the bricks and mortar guys to get connected so we're not left behind. I think, it's guns blazing with the venture guys on the direct to consumer and direct to home. And I feel like we're working on another deal right now. We call it Project Iron Dome. We're basically protecting the bricks and mortar. So I think I'm going to add ShapeLog to the Iron Dome weapon system.
Happy to enhance any of the environments you just mentioned. Again, our mission is to be additive to that user experience and member experience with respect to strength. And we are obviously users ourselves, so biases aside, we just are so passionate about delivering this and then having that big footprint we mentioned.
Awesome. All right, great. Well, officially welcome to the Halo sector. You are now our connected sensor technology affiliate, and we look forward to helping you out as you take the next strategic steps on the board here. So thanks for coming on, and look forward to getting check-ins on new partnerships and press releases.
Pete, thank you so much. Best to you and your team.
As we continue to build our Halo Talks email notification database, want to offer you a free $10 instant gift card from our friends at Promotion Vault. Also to show you how easy it is to offer your members and prospects and clients the ability to get desired actions out of them and reward them in real time. Go to halotalks.com, put your email address into the pop-up box, see how it works, get a free $10 gift card from us, and keep listening and making everybody great.